Welcome back to another day here on the Lorcana Pixelborn client. Today we are playing an Amber Steel Bodyguard deck. I'm calling it All for One. This deck was brought to us by Laura over on the Discord. I'm looking over on my other monitor here at Discord. Laura titled the deck Musketeer Bodyguard. I think I like All for One better. Yeah, it's fine that I just rename stuff that other people have done. This deck is heavily leaning into bodyguards. So we are running Donald Duck Musketeer Soldier Bodyguard, Hercules Bodyguard, Maximus Bodyguard, Minnie Mouse Bodyguard, Little John Who boosts bodyguards both in resistance and lore gainage, Mickey Mouse Bodyguard and Mickey Mouse Bodyguard. 2 Mickey Mouse Bodyguards. Fantastic. We're also running Fortisphere. I don't like this card. I don't like it at all. It doesn't do anything in this deck. Spoilers, I'm recording this intro after I've played the games. This doesn't do anything. This card feels wildly useless. Having said that though, this deck, holy smokes, you are not going to want to miss any of the games. There are 3 matches we played, or 3 games, best of ones, and all of them are crazy. The last one especially is really bonkers. This deck has so much buried underneath the surface that you just don't see. I don't see it personally, but as you're playing the deck and things are evolving, there are so many avenues that this deck can take, so many options. It's so flexible. It has the ability to race, it has the ability to be oppressive, it has the ability to other stuff. No spoilers. There's a lot of interesting things that this deck is capable of doing. If I were to just look at this list, having not played it, I'd say it's mid at best. And that may be true. However, I think once you see these games, once you see the gameplay, it'll open your eyes to there's potential in this deck. There is something here. I don't think it's fully there. It can be a little slow and a little clunky in the beginning, but once the pieces get put together, this deck really starts to churn. And how many options it feels like you have, and then the cards that feel like they don't work, make it so obvious what needs to come out to improve the weaker areas, the weaker aspects, because the strong parts of this deck are just so strong. All right, I'm gonna stop talking it up. You'll just have to see the games. It's pretty wild. Before we jump in though, I am giving away PSA 10 Elsa right there. That's that card right there. PSA 10 Elsa. We're giving that away at the end of July. If you have to be a Patreon member, a paid Patreon member. There's a bunch of different tiers, so I've made it real easy for that aspect, but for legal reasons, you have to be, it's a membership raffle, you have to be a part of a membership that happens to be Patreon. There's a link for the Coffee website as well. That's where you'll buy your tickets for Elsa. So first you become a member on Patreon, and then you buy your tickets over on Coffee. When you make your donations on Coffee to get these tickets, it'll ask you if you want to leave a message or a comment. Yes. Put the name of your Patreon username. I need your Patreon username. Otherwise, your tickets won't count because I don't know who they belong to. Tickets are $12.50. The sky is the limit. Get as many as you want or just secure your one spot. It only takes 1 to win. That link is in the description down below for both Patreon and for Coffee. I rattle on about Elsa in every video, so I won't get too long-winded about it here today. Let's jump in and let's see just how badly I won these few. Peanut butter and jelly. I don't know, that's what I always think of when I see those 2 colors. Peanut butter and jelly. Alright, the hand is wildly expensive. Holy smokes. That's not what the curve of this deck looks like. Let's send everything back. I'll keep the Daisy Duck. Just because it's the cheapest thing in the hand. Alright, okay, that is a lot more reasonable. It's a lot more reasonable. Alright, I do expect some aggro, so I think we are gonna... Ooh! Are we playing Bodyguard Mirrors? Is that what's happening? I was gonna say, I think we're going turn 1, turn 2. We're just gonna start laying out characters. Just in case it is aggro. Gotta be careful of the Madam Mims. There's a new set out and people are like, Madam Mim, nobody needs it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, Madam Mim destroys you. Bodyguards and broomsticks. I mean, I like the alliteration. Bodyguards and broomsticks. That's a perfect target for a fire the cannons. Opponent could lay down multiple characters. You know, I do want to get Mickey down though. Let's see, when you play this character, chosen character gets +1 lore this turn. Or a 3/3 bodyguard. I think I like my 3/3 bodyguard. I think I just need to play this, let it replace itself, and then hit him with the fire of the cannons. That way they can't just drop 2 characters. Probably wasn't the biggest threat, but I think ultimately I probably would have nuked the piglet with the fire of the cannons at some point. I think there's a high likelihood of that, so I'm comfortable with that. Some mixture of broomsticks in here. Nah, there's a 1-drop. Ah, see? There it is. They totally would have been able to quest for a whole bunch. Do I attack their hand? I almost feel like the answer is no. And I don't need this bodyguard nonsense, do I? Not really. I would have to play the Mickey Mouse this turn if I want to try to do a curve with the big Mickey. But I need a bunch of bodyguards in play. Okay, I think I'm just going to focus on playing my bodyguards. Let's go for it. Let's go bodyguard. Let's quest. Next turn we'll play the Daisy. And then I'll play the Mickey. Maybe set up for something else potentially. And then the following turn do the shift and draw a bunch of cards. Having cracked Fortisphere to give Robin Hood bodyguard so he counts towards Mickey. Draw a card for each character's bodyguard you have in play. That's what I was afraid of. That's why I was going to bear necessities away. Oh well. I'll just ink this now. Not bad, but I'm about to spend my entire turn doing something else. Right opponent, discard a card. Another Yen Sid. That's fair. There's no brooms to speak of. Alright, they're going for the cheapness. A Perdita, here comes Piglet. I should totally hit him with the fire of the cannons again. Except, Perdita's gonna bring back whatever it is we nuke. Well, that's hilarious. So what do? We wipe out the entire field and let him bring back something? I mean, probably. Well, let's do it then. Let's take you out. Let's take you out. Let's take you out. Let's take you out. Set up a Mickey Mouse, and unfortunately, I have no more ink. So no inking. Hopefully I'll be able to do this. But I won't be able to crack Robin Hood with the Fortisphere. Alright, here comes a replacement. Got that Piglet back. And now it's time for Perdita to get dead. There's an ink if I want it. I could just simply crack you, draw 2 cards. I think I will. Shift, but not bodyguard, so just normal shift. Ability should trigger. Draws 2 cards. Now he has the support ability, which is really nice. So now I can quest, use support, bump Hercules up to a 6 attacker. That takes out Perdita. Yeah, they're gonna get some lore off the Piglet. And I think that's fine. I think we're very largely in a really good position here. This is a fun little deck. A lot of little synergies. I don't expect a whole lot from bodyguards, but so far it's pretty fun. Alright. So a little boost to that. Piglet quested for 4, is it? Or, yeah, it's 4. Yeah. Oh, I can't take everything out of their hand. If only I could reduce their attack. Let's go ahead and play a Daisy Duck. And now that I have a Daisy Duck, I don't mind losing a Daisy Duck. Let's go ahead and quest here. We will support Daisy. Daisy will trade with Donald. Those two are just going out on a date together, guys. Don't worry about it. I will just fire this cannon. I could attack and take out Pluto, but I don't want to take 2 damage to one of my remaining characters. I don't know. Maybe that's a mistake. I'm just being too greedy for all my stuff. Pluto has to turn sideways eventually. 4/4 rush. Okay. Ooh, Philoctetes. But I think I just want to attack their hand, honestly. I want to attack their hand. They're all heroes. We're playing Phil. This gives me resist 1 to all my characters, right? Oh, challenge 1. That's it. Challenger 1. Not that I necessarily need it. Go ahead and quest. Not that the support means anything, but there it is. And we'll pass the turn. I mean, I'm already going next to lethal, and I got a Daisy. I have lethal if they don't deal with any of my characters. Thanks to Phil and his ability. Shall we see the concession now? An unusable fox. That makes sense. I told you the Madam Mims, they were still a thing. Ooh, Mufasa. Mufasa. Could sing, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to simply quest. And we'll make my opponent discard a card at the same time. And game over. Good job, opponent. Ooh. Blurple. Papa loves pizza. That's a username. Papa loves pizza. Alright, let's see. I don't want either of those. I don't mind daisies. They're a bit far away though, so maybe just one. Love to see my Robin Hood over here. This Fortisphere, I don't know why they have it in the list, honestly. I mean, I know it makes things into bodyguards for a turn, and it does work with the shift Mickey, but even in the last game when that was a possibility, it still wasn't in the cards. We weren't doing it. Now, this is somebody I want to get down. All his characters exerted, your characters with bodyguard gain resist 1 and +1 lore. Items deck, huh? Alright. I think Donald is my least favorite of the bunch in here. I know there's double daisies. And we will likely ink a daisy. Gotta be careful, Blurple with the Madam Mims. They haven't gone anywhere, they remain threatening. Challenger 2. That's nice. Forbidden Mountain. Just a do nothing card. Okay, so it's kind of a location evasive deck. Evasive locations. A part of me wants to play the Bodyguard Simba, but I feel like they just quest, bounce for a fox, and the fox gets to just freely take these out. So I think I am playing Simba, but I think I'm playing Simba not as a bodyguard and we're not questing. Alright, so here goes the daisy as promised. Not bodyguard. Pass turn. Yeah, we're gonna avoid the bodyguard position, except for like when we get to Hercules, for example. something that at least trades with the aforementioned fox. Of course, we don't know for sure our opponent has it in their deck, but it is Amethyst. And Amethyst, like 99.99% of the time, runs Madam Mims. It is a location deck, though. It is a little weird. Whenever a character quests while here, remove up to 2 damage from them. If they're a hero character, remove up to 4 damage instead. That's fine. I mean, there's no damage on these guys. Oh, baby, that is brutal. And I love it. I am here for it. Baby, it's cold tonight. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and do a bunch of damage to that so we can take it out next turn. I'm sorry. I didn't means it. I did means it. Yeah, fire the cannons off the top there. That changed everything. Treasure Guardian. Let's see, this is the character that can't challenge or quest unless it's at a location. Alright, so we gotta take out the location, obviously. Make my opponent discard. I like the aura, the swirl aura. That must be the can't challenge aura. Now, it has to be at a location. So they have to pay for a location and be able to pay to move a character to it. Which I think is totally plausible. But it is literally the last card in their hand if that's the case. Or they top deck it, of course. It was a location. It's gonna be Queen's Castle, isn't it? Yeah, it was Queen's Castle into Queen's Castle. And then Treasure Guardian takes out Simba. It needs to, honestly. I need to draw. Well, you can't take out Mickey. I have a Bodyguard in play. Alright. Not gonna get Little John down. So it looks like my turn is largely nothing. Ooh, gross. Double Little Johns. Alternatively, I just throw 2 characters at Treasure Guardian. Okay. Make my opponent top deck. Not the best position in the world because I am losing the race to this Queen's Castle. They're gonna gain 2 lore every turn. Not the best position to be on. Hopefully I get some ink off the top. Little John comes down. Oh, Beast is good too. I think I'm playing Little John. Yep. Bad position to be in. Bad. Getting worse. Getting worse. Actively awful. Debating whether they eat the last card. Yep. Well, I do play you in Bodyguard, right? A little rough, but it is what it is. Next turn I take out the castle. Vault door. Locations gain resist 1, so I'm only doing 5 damage to it. No, I did my math backwards on that. I'm doing very little damage to it. Very unfortunate. They got another turn out of it. Oh, I had Challenger. Oh, I'm an idiot. Phil has Challenger. I could have defeated the castle. Okay. Yep, I screwed that up. I screwed that up, for sure. Hopefully we can still recover. Not great. Yep, multiple vault doors probably isn't gonna do it for you. Oh, well, that doesn't do anything for me either. Quest for a bunch, though. Alright, finally deal with the location. I'll play a mini that doesn't do anything. Alright, no more passive lore for the opponent. Okay, a lot of passive lore for the opponent again. Alright, big setup turn. Could still sing with Cogsworth. What do I got? 2 damage. That's 1 damage, right? Because Phil. So 3 damage, 4 damage. All I got is 4 damage on the castle again? These stinking castles! This deck is not equipped to fight a location-based deck. Not in the slightest. Robin Hood's nice. And I mean, I'm going to play it. I don't know why it asked me if I want to shift when I very obviously cannot shift. Alright, get all the damage in on it, so to try to minimize the amount of damage this Queen's Castle is gonna do. Gains 2 lore and draws a card. I mean, it's already served its purpose. It's already been incredibly potent for the opponent. They can still sing a song, and they do. Now, I need to be able to defeat the Queen's Castle and develop, which I think I can do. I still have 3 damage right here, which is all we need for the Queen's Castle. Robin Hood can sing. Forbidden Mountain, not nearly as dangerous. Still is passive lore every turn. Ooh, Challenger, wait a minute. That's Robin Hood defeating a Cogsworth. Because he's already getting Challenger 1 from Phil. Alright, so these two take out the castle. And I do have to take out the Cogsworth, don't I? I think so. Yeah, we'll do you first. That's just the lore. We'll give you Challenger. Let's take out the castle. We're playing a very bad game of just trying to catch up. This has huge Challenger on it. Fantastic. And I could attack the castle here. And I think I should. Or the mountain, rather. And no, we're not using Whole New World. I do have the ink for it, but I'm not about to give my opponent a fresh new hand and letting them go first with it. That pretty much guarantees a loss. Alright, now Robin Hood and Donald can take out Forbidden Mountain. Everything else can quest. Wow, they are just non-stop on the card draw, man. While you have a character named Pascal in play, this character gains ward. Okay, there is no Pascal. Okay, there is a Pascal now. It couldn't get worse, right? Cogsworth is tapped. And I believe they could move it to the location. Non-stop card draw from the opponent. I bet you this is like, they're loving this, because I bet this deck hasn't done this either at all or in a long time. I bet this feels pretty rare. Oh, so all my heroes get Challenger 2. That completely negates the resistance and boosts all my stuff. Alright, so if I take out Forbidden Mountain, Robin Hood just easily takes out Cogsworth, which is fantastic. They are going to quest for 4 here, though. Okay, that's 4 damage. So it has resist 1, but plus 2. So this is 2 damage. That's lethal on that. Perfect. Robin Hood takes that out. And they'll have to quest if they want to utilize this. And then I think I could just quest for victory. So they have to actively win right here. They're very close. They go up to 18. If they can sneak 2 more in, a goat and a snake. They are playing Amethyst. Can you do it, opponent? Treasure Guardian's not going to do it. They can't do it. Wow, GG's opponent. Just because I can. Just because I can. Not a hero, but... Let's win with Phil! Let's go, Philip! Sapphire Steel. Well, there'll be a lot of removal, but I think we can see our way through it. Alright, a lot of expensive cards here. Let's send back 1 Hercules, 1 Donald Duck, 1 Minnie Mouse. Let's try to get Little Robin Hood. In fact, let's even get rid of the Fortisphere. Not a huge fan of this card in this deck. There we go. We got the Robin Hoods. So I do got turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. If we absolutely want it. But we are going second. So I want to be careful that Robin Hood doesn't just get played and runs into removal. There should be a lot of removal in this steel deck because of Diablos. Which puts us in a very awkward position. Right, we want to be on curve, but I effectively have to ignore the curve to have the chance for Robin Hood to have the shift. So I think we're not going to actually actively play towards shifting. And we'll play towards my curve instead. I think my curve is more important than... And if we get lucky, and there's a shift. But I fully expect Robin to get nuked. There he goes. Get nuked. Ooh. Set up a bodyguard first. Yeah, probably. Don't like this Minnie Mouse either. Doesn't feel very impactful. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we don't need Mickey Mouse here. We're gonna lean into the bodyguards for Little John's sake. And of course, Big Mickey Mouse. If we can find him. Which 5-drop is better, methinks? They're both fantastic. I think this one's actually actively better. Because this one just takes any point of damage from their steel. And then all of a sudden it doesn't work. Remember, if all your characters have Bodyguard, none of your characters have Bodyguard. Alright, opponent, what do we got? What are you thinking? You drew some cards, ink a thing, pass the turn? Thankfully, there's no Fishbone Quill from the opponent. That is brilliant news for us. Cogsworth, okay. Gonna trade a Mickey Mouse. That is a-okay. Alright, Robin Hood. But I think I'm playing Daisy. I think I'm just gonna follow my curve. Opponent's gonna draw just a stupid number of cards with their Flaversham. I can feel it. Plays an item, breaks it, draws some cards. Plays an item, breaks it, draws some cards. Which means both of my characters are very likely attacking Flaversham. Just to put him on the defense. Make him really have to think twice about when he's questing. Alright, so that is a mistake. Flaversham should have quested first, broken the popsicle, drawn some cards. Then they'd have better options with the Fishbone Quill for what to actually ink. So that's good news for us. That is a misplay by the opponent. Now, granted, it's not a huge misplay. It is a misplay, but it's not a big misplay. Ooh, Maximus is really good. Better than Robin Hood? Potentially. In fact, I think so. And he has synergy with Little John. Let's just get some damage in on this guy. I could have quested. Because Maximus questing next turn guarantees a Flaversham murder. Murder! Alright, opponent is inking. Are we gonna see a whole new world? Beast. A beast with nothing to break. Except the fishbone quill. Oh, did they say yes? Okay. They did say yes! That's why I love this game. Now, people might say that that's not a fair thing. If you were in a tournament and you're like, yes, I activate Beast's ability, and then you realize that only you had items, you would still have to break one of your items. There's just no way around that. That would be the way that that was ruled. I don't have a way to exert you. I think I do take you out though, right? Defeat the Smee. Yeah, let's trade with the Smee. Let's get it off the board. Alright. Opponent and I have the same number of cards. I now have more cards. They have more ink. I still technically have more cards. Good move for the opponent, though. They gotta sing it. Oh no, not a Tamatoa. There's the popsicle. Draw even more cards, opponent. Might be able to deck them. There's 3 whole new worlds in this deck. I mean, it's a long shot. Like, believe me, it's a long shot. Alright, if I'm gonna whole new world, then the Bare Necessities does not do what I want it to do. What else do I want? Do I want Phil? Do I want to even play anything at all? Let me just take a moment to consider. I don't want to defeat Flaversham then, because I do want them to draw. I think there's a real chance I could deck them. Oh, this is tough. Oh, do I even play anything? I almost feel like I don't. Other 5-drops to sing more stuff down the road? Whatever I do, it's basically gonna be the last thing I do, right? Alright, we're gonna go Phil. Okay. Can't ink. So I can't fire the cannons and play something. So let's go ahead. Let's attack this. Let's attack that. Play Hercules and Bodyguard. And we'll pass the turn. Didn't get another whole new world. That's what I wanted. I wanted another whole new world to sing with Maximus. Opponent just hard casting the Tamatoa here. Another Little John means that I get 3 more lore. Another Philoctetes though means my characters are all attacking for a crap ton. A lot of options. Just between those two, that's really good options. Yeah, I'll let you attack through my bodyguards. That's fine. Makes me more inclined to lean into a Philoctetes. Got a lot of bodyguards though. My goodness. Can't do a lot of stuff, but I can do some stuff. +1 strength. So it's kind of like Challenger, but slightly better. And I can't exert you. That's your big thing, is you only do stuff when you're exerted. Alright, let's go ahead and quest here. It makes those guys a little better. Let's play Phil. Let's play Donald. We'll play Donald as a bodyguard. Yeah, we'll do Phil. We'll do Phil. Donald will boost Maximus. Maximus will quest. You do have support, but do I even want to use it? Maybe? I will quest here. It's only quest for 2. I think we take out the Tomato and we just don't risk it. And I can still ink. Just in case, let's ink. Just in case. I got +10 lore on the board. This is... it's tricky. I don't even think I've come close to mastering this deck. I think there's still a lot of potential here. A lot of unforeseen potential. There's a lot of little synergistic pieces going on. I don't even think I've scratched the surface of this deck. Like, once you get to this kind of board state, there's so many avenues, so many little things to consider. You have to double swords me. They can do it, and it might cost me the game. But hey. That's wild. Tinkerbell takes out most of my board. Thankfully to Little John, I got the resists. Now they have to take out Maximus because he just quests for the most. And he's bodyguard. They could take out Little Donald, but that's not wise. Ooh, are we back on the mill strategy? Alright, what am I questing for here? Increases this thing by 1. 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's just not quite there. It's so close. We'll play your right side up. We'll boost Little John. It's close, but it's not quite there. I almost feel like I just hit him with the whole new world just for the decking potential. I can't ink anything else. So no chance of playing you. Alright, let's just go for it. I know I'm giving my opponent a full hand. But could be exactly what I want. They're down to 13 cards. That's 2 of my whole new worlds, right? Yes. So I do have another one. Let's dig for it. That's not it. Alright, pass the turn. We just nuked most of my opponent's deck. That's hilarious. That's 1, 2, 3 whole new worlds from the opponent as well. So there's either 1 more whole new world or 2 more whole new worlds in this deck, or in this game. All right, there goes the Little John. It's possible I should have actually put this in bodyguard just for Little John, but Little John just had so much damage on him anyway. Tinkerbell finishes the job. Alright, I just need multiple big-butted characters to hit the field. I can't quite do it. I can get these 2 big butts, so that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. They do quest for a lot though, and Tomato is about to get bigger too with all the items. They would have to play 7 items. Oh, there's the last whole new world. It's just not gonna happen, right? And I can't hit him with bare necessities. Because I want to have multiple threats. Multiple threats with big butts. Alright, both of these characters threaten game victory. Just depends on how many items they get. They're on plus 12. That's plus 13. They could easily do it. They need 3 more items. They could very easily do it. Oh, that's not it. That gets an item back. Alright, they need 2 more items, but they only have 1 ink left. Have they inked this turn? They need 2 more. There's the ink. Here comes the quests. Not quite there. Popsicle comes back, but that's not enough. Opponent's down to 7. Oh, don't concede! Don't concede! It'll be my second ever meal! Opponent's down to 0! Alright, if I lose this game, it's my fault, but I'm just gonna pass the turn. I should just automatically win. Yeah, my second ever meal! This deck's silly.